your Indian consumer. Hey consumers, it's me Prasad Vedparak, your Indian consumer, and today we take a look at the camera on the Redmi Note 3. This phone claims to have a 13 megapixel rear facing shooter and a 5 megapixel front camera. The 13 megapixel rear camera is capable of shooting 1080p videos, but the hardware allows it to capture 4K videos as well. But for that you'll have to install other applications, of which we won't be talking much in this video, and rather would take a look at what we get out of the box. So this is how the camera interface on this phone looks like. You can tap anywhere to focus. You can even adjust the exposure like I'm doing right now, and a simple press of the white button captures a picture. This might remind you of the interface found on Apple devices. You even have the option of switching between HDR mode, and there are multiple filters available as well. You even get some interesting camera modes like the fisheye effect, beautify, tilt shift, panorama, gradient, and different scene modes. Let's quickly jump into the settings, and this is how the setting panel will look like. So you can add a time watermark, you can even scan QR codes, you can adjust the aspect ratio of the pictures, you can even switch the picture quality, and let me just put it on the highest setting, which is high, and that is definitely the 13 megapixel category. Age and gender is an interesting feature available on this interface. So here you can see the camera has detected my face, it is showing my gender along with my age. So this really is a cool and interesting feature, and you can have fun with it. You can even assign function for the volume button like zoom or capture. You can adjust contrast, saturation, sharpness, and all those basic things. Now let's check out the video mode, and you can swipe right and left to switch between the cameras, or you can simply tap here to switch as well. You can slide up and this menu will pop up where you can select the time lapse option or the slow motion option, but right now the slow motion option was not active. For that you will have to switch from full HD recording to HD recording. So the slow motion option is only available for HD 720p recordings. So now we see the slow motion option is available. Let's see what else we get in the setting panel. So we get two options in the focus mode, that is tap to focus or continuous autofocus, which is again a nice thing. You can even set the time lapse interval, which is again good. Now let's check out some of the camera samples that we captured in an interval of 3 weeks. So here you can see the camera samples of 3 different cell phones using the front camera. So the first sample that you see is of the LeTv 1S, the sample in the center is of the Redmi Note 3, and the last sample at the extreme right is of the Moto G3. So you can clearly observe the difference between all the 3 samples. The front camera sample of the Redmi Note 3 is clearly overexposed. The camera is clearly struggling to adjust the exposure. The sharpness is also not that much. The overall picture appears to be a bit smudged out and not that very clear and impressive. And you can easily understand the difference when you compare it with the other 2 samples, which are much sharper, produce natural looking colors, and a lot clearer compared to the Redmi Note 3. Now we'll check out the slow motion sample, and you can easily see that the image is highly pixelated. Let me just compare it alongside LeTv's picture, and you can see the difference clearly now. So the slow motion video on the Redmi Note 3 was really disappointing. Now this is a 1080p Full HD sample recorded using the rear camera again. On the left side you have the sample from the LeTv 1S, and on the right side is the Redmi Note 3 sample. So the Redmi Note 3 captures a much natural looking picture. The continuous autofocus and the tap to focus, both options work really well. So no complaints, at least on the focus department. Now let's take a look at some of the pictures. So here is a HDR picture, and this one is the normal one. This is a close-up shot and you can see the vibrant colors. Another close-up shot. And one more where you can see the richness of the colors. The greens, the reds are looking really natural. This is a picture in the indoor lighting condition. And this one is in complete darkness with the flash on. So the pictures in complete darkness are also not that impressive, but we can't say the same about pictures that we take outside in the bright sunlight. And the front camera samples really lack the sharpness, and even the contrast is really low. So well, if I have to sum it up, the rear camera can capture some brilliant pictures in outdoor lighting conditions, but indoors it does perform mediocre. The rear camera video sample is also decent enough, but you definitely cannot compare it with Samsung or Motorola devices. The front camera however is really below average, and we have not at all liked the slow motion video performance. Overall I can say that you cannot expect much from this camera. You obviously get what you can expect from a Chinese cheap camera, and as the hardware on this phone is capable of shooting 4K video, I feel that the camera performance can be boosted a lot using a small software update, which MI will be doing in the future. I hope so. Fingers crossed. Well, that was it from my end. If you have liked the video, definitely give it a thumbs up. If you have not liked it, don't be shy to dislike it. But I'll have to stick with my unbiased videos. Yes, that is what I do. If you don't know about my channel, do hop onto my channel and check out what I do. I make videos on all Indian consumer goods and services. So if you like what I'm doing, do hit the subscribe button and be a part of the Indian consumer family. Well, for now, this was Prasad Vedpatak, your Indian consumer, signing off. And I'll catch you in the next one. Thank you.